Member for Castries now.
Mr. Speaker, I note that you smiled when I switched on my mic, but let me assure you that I won't be too long because I've got a function for 6:30 that I need to attend. But I felt it was necessary in supporting this, motion to at least make a contribution, even though Castries North will never benefit under such a program. And the reason I say this is because Castries North certainly doesn't have the space for the kind of facilities that we're talking about. In 1987, when I was elected as parliamentary representative for Castries North, there was only one playing field, not even at international standard, and that is the Leclerc playing field, minimum standard. Since then, I've had to fight to move mountains to build facilities, whether it is the Chase Garden, Multipurpose Court, and HRDC, the Boapatat, what I call playing field, which is, as George Odlum said, is the size of a handkerchief, and now the AGAD playing field, all of which was done through initiatives of private sector participation and myself. But for me, my greatest interest, in addition to what is being done nationally to provide adequate sporting facilities and to introduce new concepts and new technology in the quality of playing areas that are being provided, is to assist, and I know that we're looking at this, is to ensure that for those of us who have limited space, by the fact that when you look at a constituency like Castries North, it's all hills. The only flat area is Leclerc. The only place you'll find some flat land is Leclerc. In Boapatat, where the playing field or the little court was built, we had to actually acquire people's private property and cut down the hill to put a multipurpose court and a small grassed area. In AGAD, the same thing we had to do, purchase land, cut, and backfill. Beg your pardon? I didn't get you. Yes, Boapatat, where we call Concrete Hill, all the way to the top, upper Boapatat, you're lower. So, so in every instance, in Carolee, where we built a court, we had to do all of these sort of things. But my greatest concern at this time, as we allocate resources for sporting facilities, is how do we keep those facilities open, particularly for those individuals who want to play at nights. I've got about the Boapatat multipurpose court. They have turned off the lights because we can't afford to pay the electricity. The Chase Gardens multipurpose court, the lights have been cut off because we are unable to meet the cost. And in AGAD, where I was able to get some street lights on, and recently I was able, through the private sector, to acquire some flood lamps to put there in the meantime while I await better lighting. That which has been installed today, it has come to a halt in terms of switching on, unless I can give a guarantee as to who will take care of the electricity. This is a major concern because unless we can keep, particularly in some of our constituencies in the Castries Basin, whether it's Castries Central, Castries North, or even Castries East, that which are challenged by the what I call the urban social problems, etc. We will find ourselves in situations where we do not have the expanse of land, the quality of facilities to provide and to keep our young people occupied after 6 in the evening. That is one concern. The other concern I would like to encourage is that of having effective sports development programs and activities for young people, organized, so that the club structure at the community level can be developed effectively. And I think one minister, one parliamentarian mentioned the institutionalization of sports at the schools in a very dynamic way, and the support of the family in sports. All of those, I believe, are some areas where we need to pay attention to and to ensure that in those areas where we are challenged by those social problems, that our young people are given the necessary guidance, the necessary coaching, and counseling to be very involved. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, I am very expectant of the outcome of this initiative. I believe that it will further enhance the quality of the infrastructure in sports throughout the country. But my emphasis here is to ensure that in the new architecture of providing academies and new facilities, etc., that the soft programs and the financing is provided to guarantee the quality of programming that I believe is absolutely necessary in the provision of sporting infrastructure in St. Lucia. I thank you.